forget. So he knows the system. He likes John. He might be a good mentor for the young guys. I don't know. We'll see.
I know when we had Jeff Garcia, I mean, me and Phil Robinson, we talked about that before. The year that we had Jeff Garcia and we didn't start Jamarcus Russell, I actually think we probably would have had it. We actually think we would have probably had a chance going to the playoffs.
Yeah, but you can't draft a guy first overall and not start him. Al Davis.
Not at that time, man. You should have had him sitting like Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, Al Davis' ego's too big to admit anything, so Al Davis was going to play him, no matter what.
Yeah. Wish you could get a time machine, just throw a general manager back there.
No. Not with Al Davis.
At that time, yeah.
You know, I'll tell you a story. Greg Papa said this. He has a big ego. He's in the practice fields. Every day he's in the practice field. The media's all around him. When Gruden came in, the media started leaving Al Davis and started going to Gruden, because for his interviews. So when Al Davis saw that, he was walking off the field, and he yelled at one of the guys, "Let John know who's the real fucking boss around here." So
yeah,
just so the media hears it. So,
but
got a big ego.
Luckily, Mark is not like that.
No, I love Mark. He's a good guy.
Yeah, and right there, not him just trying to be the spotlight. I think he tries to avoid it. He just likes to sit back and just observe things. That's how things should be. So, thank God we got Mark. I know some people have like mixed feelings for him, but it is what it is.
That's my godfather. That's the godfather right there.
Yeah.
Mark Bullcut Davis.
Oh man, that's gonna be a trend, man. We get a Super Bowl, everybody gonna get bowl cuts.
John Gruden already has his barber. He got the same hair.
Ain't that bad. So, what were some of the other?
Check it. Let's go defense. Derek Ansley, I love that guy. He joins the Raiders for his first stint in the NFL after spending 2 years as a DB coach at University of Alabama. Now, what I really like about this, first of all, he learned under Saban, and Saban's a DB guru. He made a start in the NFL as a DB coach with the Houston Oilers, and he's really he perfected a coverage scheme called the pattern matching scheme, where it's a mix of man and zone. So you have cover two guy, you have the cornerback, and depending on what the route development is by the wide receivers, it could be either zone or it could be man. So, for example, you're an outside cornerback, and the wide receiver does a 10-yard dig, all right, 10-yard in. You let the wide receiver go, you drop into your zone. But if he runs a post route, then you stick with the receiver. So it's a little bit more complicated, but it depends on what type of route that's developing, and so it's a little bit more. You can't. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same holes as a regular cover two, or doesn't have the same liabilities as a man coverage scheme. So I'm sure he perfected that under head coach at Alabama, Nick Saban, and also the D coordinator here runs the same type of coverage. So I think it's a really good match, and he did a tremendous job at Alabama, coaching a a first round pick and a second round pick at the DB level, and has a probably the best cornerback, according to the experts, so-called experts out there. And
so basically, I'm going to throw it out there as this: when we start drafting, you got Derek Ainsley there.
Oh yeah,
we getting ball hawk corners basically. Ball hawks, and we got to grab another safety. We probably gonna grab a ball hawk.
Listen, really in his defense, he likes those aggressive ball hawk corners. So and he knows, and Ansley knows. He just came from college system, so he knows every cornerback there, and who can do what? Who's because he's been watching film all year. Next guy, linebacker coach David Lippincott. He's coming over from the Bengals. He was with the same position with the Bengals as linebacker coach, and his linebackers are all over performers. Like, if you look at his linebacking group in Cincinnati, they're all late round draft picks.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons I also think that Roquan Smith is not going 9th or 10th overall, because the defensive coordinator came out and said that he prefers late round D3 school linebackers that he can develop. And the same thing with what's his face, Reggie. So,
well, I say this, like we'll look at. It's still a possibility you want to grab the best player on the board.
Right. But I don't think he goes up and reaches for it.
You get your hands on a guy like that can be a playmaker right away, who can also play the inside position and outside position. Then right away, I'm taking him if he's still there.
I just don't think he'll be as high on the big board for the Raiders. That I don't think he'll be like top 3 or 4 that he will be picked, because I don't know. Probably number 3 or 4 in the Raiders big board will probably get selected, because a lot of quarterbacks are going before the Raiders. So
I say a lot of quarterbacks, wide receivers. No, excuse me, quarterback, running back, and offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman will definitely go. You might even get a guard at the top 10.
Oh yeah,
because Nelson is savage.
I'm looking at Tampa Bay to go on and draft an offensive lineman, because they need it to protect basically Jameis Winston. And then now you're hearing that they need a new running back because they're done with Doug Martin.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get the best out of Doug Martin, so they're done.
Yep.
So you might end up seeing them either get a running back first or O-lineman first.
You never know. They might go with the position that's not a heavy need just because of the value. So we'll see. How do you spell this guy's Trovac? Trgovac, the new D-line coach. He's also
he used to be Carolina's offensive coordinator way back in the day.
He's been a D-line coach. He's a career D-line coach. I mean, he has so much experience. I really like this hire. Not because of his experience. Also, he did a real good job developing the rookies. We saw Jihad Ward get taken in the second round. Right before him in the first round was Kenny Clark. And Kenny Clark had a really good year this year. Absolutely. His second year was a big jump, while Jihad Ward barely played any snaps. So I like this.
Well,
he can finally develop. We have a lot of young players in defense. Eddie Vanderdost, Darius Latham, Jihad Ward, Trayvon Hester. They all need developing. And they all have talent, so I'm not giving up hope on them. I think with a really good defensive line coach, he can bring the best out. Also, they were asked to 2-gap while, they're tweeners. They're 1-gapper guys. Jihad Ward is not big enough or strong enough to be a 2-gapper.
Well, this is why I look right here with Trovac right here. I look at his career history. You had nasty guys on that D-line for Notre Dame, the Eagles. So you worked from 92, 94. I already knew that D-line was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
95 to 98, Philly's D-line was good. 99, we already knew the Packers D-line was good. 2000, 2001, Redskins D-line was good. Carolina Panthers D-line was good because he had Julius Peppers.
Right.
That defense was fair to be reckoned with from what? And then he was the defensive coordinator from 2003 to 2008. Came in, fixed the Packers D-line. He had B.J. Raji. We can go and name down the list. He got a Super Bowl ring with that D-line in Green Bay. So, but a lot of people are saying like, well, he hasn't done that great. I'm like, well, you got to look at the system he's working with. Don Capers' system fell apart.
Yeah, but he's a really good coach. I'm excited. I just want to see them in the field, man. I'm pumped.
I'm going at it right here. Like 95 to 98 season, Eagles finished third in NFL sack percentage. First overall against the pass. That line in 95 recorded 42 and a half sacks.
I like it.
Then look, all right, we go with the Redskins defense. They ranked fourth in the NFL with theirs. He helped guide the Redskins defense ranked fourth in the NFL, and they're first, and they stayed first in the NFC in 2000. And then 2001 season, did his thing. Well, that was following 2001 season. Joined the Panthers. He got promoted to the defensive coordinator. Since joining Carolina in 2002, the Panthers ranked fifth total yards allowed, trailing only Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Denver. They were also sixth in first downs allowed and rushing yards per attempt, ninth in rushing yards allowed per game, and 10th in third down efficiency.
Yeah, and the past year, the Packers were one of the highest graded against, one of the best against giving up rushing touchdowns too. So their defense wasn't very good, but that D line still was stout.
Hey, overall, so if you just really go down and look at this list, you're just like, okay, we're bringing in coaches that have structure, that have a winning background.
And I think they all fit in this type of a system. Like with Jack Del Rio, I didn't get the sense that they had an identity. This is what we want to do. You know what I mean? Whoever was available, they would use them. I think they have John Gruden wants to come in and first say, what is our identity? Are we a passing team? Are we a running team? What type of defense do we play? And what type of players fit that scheme, fit what we want to do exactly. We didn't have that before, and he's trying to create a system that'll, even if some of the coaches leave for other positions or for what reason, you can still have that system in place. It's just like what Belichick is doing. Belichick has his coaching staff go in and out, but he has players go in and out, but he has a system in place. And that's what Gruden talked about, actually, that he wants to establish first and foremost. And I think they fit. Now, did you hear about, there was one more hire I wanted to ask you about. Dave Rosano, Director of Football Research. I have no idea what that means, but this guy's been a scout for the last 25 years. He's recently with the Colts. He was with the 49ers, Rams, and the Cardinals before. But I have no idea. He's known as a guy that... I googled him. He's known as a guy that's doesn't go with the flow. His analysis is a bit different from the scouting community. But I don't know what Director of Football Research really is. I don't know if you have any sources or anything like that, but I don't know what this guy's supposed to be doing.
Sounds like a new scout to me. Sounds like a guy that's going to be able to find good talent. He'll help out. I have to do a little bit more research on this guy. Yeah, I'm not going to try to jump all the way into that one.
Yeah, he probably reports to the head of scouting, and maybe he has a special assignment or something. I don't know. Who knows? All right, Phil, that's the coaching staff. You like it? Give me a grade. Put a number on it. Give me a grade, A to F. Assistants.
Overall, I'm gonna give this a A-.
Nice.
Because after finding. I think really it comes from finding out that you're bringing back Greg Olsen. I mean, granted, reason why I say I go off of what John Gruden said. He said every time I had Greg Olsen on my staff, I had to fire him. Or I almost got fired. Or if you're near Greg Olsen, you're getting fired. Or you got to fire him.
What did he say that for?
Well, I don't know if he was joking about it. But, it's a tough field when you think about Greg Olsen. But I think mainly, reason why I'm saying that, I wanted John Morton, the Jets offensive coordinator. and I'm kind of pissed